Hey everyone, this is Bales. I'm at FantasyLabs, and I wanted to do a quick overview of all of the changes that we just put into production. We published a whole bunch of new stuff, and the site might look a little different. We have a bunch of upgrades and new tools specifically for NBA. So I just wanted to walk through those and show you everything that we have that is new. So the first thing here on player models, which is our flagship tool that people use to create daily fantasy models, monitor news, and build and maintain their lineups, is this addition of player liking. So you can like players, create your own player pools by using filters or manually liking guys who you would like to use in lineups. These will be the only players eligible to show up in the multi-lineup tool now. You can see them in the My Pool tab. Everyone else is excluded. And when you go to generate lineups, you'll see that the only players who show up are those players who you liked. We also have a new concept called groups, My Groups. So this works in conjunction with the stacks builder. So you can build stacks based off of your model, and you can save those stacks to this area, to this grouping area, but you can also build combinations of players, so cores, or they don't even need to be, they could be game stacks, they could be true team stacks, but they could also just be groups of players like this who you would like to use as a core. Save that to My Groups, and it will show up in this tab right here, which will allow you to do things like insert that core into the multi-lineup generator, set exposure, do everything you want to do with individual players, but at a group level. We also have the lineups page where you have your lineups that you can submit right to DraftKings and FanDuel right here in player models now. So if you generate lineups, pick lineups that you like, save them, they will show up in that tab. You can see your exposure. You can now search for players and see only the lineups that they are in. And you can also see the exposure to players in those particular lineups. And finally, you can not only sort your lineups now by various things like ownership, average, projected ceiling, things like that, but you can also edit the lineups by clicking on this. The lineup will go back into the lineup builder, and you can put in a new player, resave, and upload right to the daily fantasy site. So I'm really excited about this. This is our biggest addition. Applies to every sport, but the ability to create your own pools of players, I think, will be really powerful and really help with lineup building on FantasyLabs. Next, we have NBA trends. So trends now has past ownership. We also have additional data, and more will be coming in, but you can create your own daily fantasy trends, look for situations that have historically offered value, but this ability to see ownership and things that predict ownership is really valuable. Next, we have a matchups page, very similar to the NFL matchups page, where you can see starting lineups. You can see the guys most likely to guard players on offense. You can see how they match up. And for pro users, you'll be able to see our fantasy point projection, the projected plus minus, and something that's new that we are about to launch later this week, our projected ownership. So we will have projected ownership for NBA. But this page and the ability to visualize a matchup, see all of the news that's coming in, and really take in the starters and who's going to be on them, I think is really powerful. Next is my personal favorite tool, which is an on-off tool for NBA, where you can come just view advanced stats. You can look at efficiency stats. You can do different things. You can see DraftKings results, but you can also set different parameters for when certain guys are on or off the court. So you can look at when right now we're doing when Jeff Teague is off the court. Here's not only how players on the Hawks have historically scored, but here are the differential stats, and you can sort that so you can see the players who have had the biggest uptick. In this case, Paul Millsap on DraftKings, he's more or less provided 4 additional points of value with Teague off the court versus on. So this is a really cool thing. I think There's a whole lot of data here, and so the ability to search through this and do it at speeds that you probably haven't been used to in the past, if you've used a tool like this, I think will be really awesome. And this is like matchups, completely free other than the projection. So the projected points for a player, projected ownership, and projected plus minus will show up here for pro users only. And finally, Vegas page. So if you have seen our other sports, you know that we have Vegas data. This updates in real time, faster than anywhere else. We also have betting percentages, line movement over time, a bunch of different things. And that will all be right here in the NBA Vegas page. So that is the majority of the updates, really based around this ability to ultimately create lineups easier and make better lineups really quickly. I'm really excited about. There's tutorials for every tool that I've created on the site, and I will also add links to everything in the post that goes up for this particular video, and definitely check it out because I think it is potentially the biggest upgrade that we've made thus far.